Excuse me! Taxi!
Come on, what are you doing? This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And John, the other big story today, a lot of people are talking about it. These big U.S.-Iran nuclear talks, face-to-face talks took place in Oman, just wrapped up. So what's next? Because President Trump also says the deadline is ticking. And joining us now, we have General Blaine Holt, Brigadier General Blaine Holt. We love him, Deputy NATO Representative. We love having you here. And General, what are your thoughts? What does this mean? I'm looking, it literally just crossed that the talks have finished and then another round planned for the coming days. Does this mean that President Trump is taking the military off the table for now or not?
Oh, no. It's so good to be with you. The military is very much going to stay right over the top of the Ayatollah's head while we start to work this out. This is what's different from the last time we went through talks with them. Is the president now controls the tempo with the military, with the intel operatives on the ground, and the Iraqi or the Irani revolution itself. And so you have a very weak delegation coming to Oman suing for any type of consideration they can get. I don't think it's so much about nuclear proliferation as I think it's about the exit of this regime from the country. And I think that what we'll see next is the Iranians will try to play this out for as long as they can. And what the president will invariably end up doing will either get their attention with some very limited strikes on the IRGC and the besiege, or they'll come to terms and we'll start to see the end of this chapter, this very dark chapter of Persian history.
Judge Weinberg.
General, good to talk to you again. When you say have a deal, it's not this business of having a so-called nuclear deal. It's really about changing the regime. That's what it should be. And it's also about limiting their ability to cause havoc throughout the world. And remember, the president made a commitment to have the back of the Iranian people, and he needs to honor that commitment.
That's exactly right. And, to be very pointed, the threat is not just sitting in the Middle East with Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. Hezbollah is a worldwide organization. It's very well represented here now because of our 4 years of open borders, interlocking hands with the Venezuelans, Tren de Aragua. And so we have a threat here in the United States. That's why it's so important that the president puts a tourniquet on this right now and orphans all of these terror cells. I think right now the information warfare is directed at the IRGC so that they turn on the regime itself and start to join with the people in the streets. That's their only way to survive this thing. And I think that's what we'll probably start to see in the next month.
By the way, what is the latest? Also, General, with Cuba, Venezuela, what's the latest there?
Well, Venezuela couldn't be anything more than a complete success story. They're playing ball, transitory government. We're going to get back to them joining the economic environment and neighborhood, and this is wonderful. So they're going to get to vote on their own leader. I think that Cuba's days, the regime's days are numbered because they're running out of oil and options, and the Cuban people would really like to have their freedom back.
Well,
go ahead, Judge.
General, I'm a little confused. I understand they're getting some deals out of the Venezuelan regime, but it's still the Maduro people who are in charge. How about a regime change there? And I mean a real regime change.
Well, because this is the thing, you got to look at who the war is at. The war is directed against the cartels. It wasn't really so much about the regime as it was the leader of Cartel de Solos, which was Maduro. Now you have our country and President Trump so smart. He's controlling the money on all fronts. And that money that we've taken from oil tankers has not come back to the United States. It's in bank accounts in Qatar. So the Congress can't do anything with it. So essentially, we control the vertical and the horizontal controls in Venezuela right now. There was no regime change, so you can't throw rocks at the president for that. And you've got a Delcy Rodriguez that's actually playing ball no matter what flies out of her mouth that's derogatory towards the United States. They just want to get through this. And the cartel bosses are the ones who are running for the hills right now, and they've got a big problem.
I think our people are there protecting whoever they have to protect. How long does this go on? And I understand there's some talks going on with Cuba because I had some phone calls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Cuba looks exciting to me. I'm ready to go to Cuba right now and buy a 1-month-old 57 Chevrolet. I think that Cuba's best days are in front of it, and we'll see a rebirth and a renaissance of what was a beautiful nation. And you know, as well as I do, that there's just thousands and thousands of Cubans in South Florida just waiting to get their arms around their family members and put it all back together again. And I think that's what we're going to see. I think you're going to see in this Western Hemisphere under this Don Roe doctrine, a really beautiful arc for the Caribbean and these spots that have been intractable with corruption and grift. And then, lo and behold, we might even find a few crooked politicians in D.C. who have been profiting from this.
Absolutely. Well, General, that other item that me and you always talk about, airplanes, that Citation jet that went down, where was it? In
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yep. It seems like the FAA has said that those pilots might not have been qualified.
That's stunning to me. And you know as well as I do that the Citation II is one of the easiest, most forgiving airplanes on the planet.
Very docile. Very docile.
Very docile.
You can do a lot of things wrong.
That's exactly right. And she'll bring you right back. And the sad part is Greg Biffle, what a great American, and his family. He as a driver took care of my flying squadron, made sure that we had everything we needed. We had a very special relationship with him, and that he had unqualified pilots. We really have to root this stuff out from the 4 years of the Buttigieg DOT and the FAA that allowed some of these things to happen.
General Holt, thank you so much, and have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Good weekend, all.
Thank you, General. We love you.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.